Hey guys, my name's X and today I'm going to be talking about episode 2 from season 3 of My Hero Academia. I didn't do a video on the first episode because it was mainly a recap episode, so I didn't feel like there was too much to get into. It basically just explained everything that happened in season 1 and season 2. So I decided to leave that and just wait until this episode came out. So this is effectively episode 1 of the series. When the episode starts off, we get to see Shigaraki, the leader of the League of Villains, talking to Kurogiri in the bar that they use as a base of operations. And he gets visited by a man called Giran, who's a broker for villains, and basically says that he's effectively set up a task force. They talk about it and explain it in other words, but he's put together a task force, some goods that are basically ready to go. We cut from there and we see Aizawa briefing the children about how their camp's going to go, their summer training camp, where they're going to be going, how they're going to be getting there. Class 1A get to see Class 1B, and there's a bit of an introduction between them because they didn't get to interact at the sports festival as much as some of them might have wanted to. So there's some introductions, and it's quite interesting that Class 1B are going to be there as well as Class 1A. They get on the way and gets narrated by Aizawa talking about how things have had to be changed and how, things are going to get really difficult from now on for the students. He turns to explain something to the students and they're all sort of having fun. He decides to not interrupt that and lets them just have a bit of fun because it's probably the last time that they're going to be able to from now on because things are going to get super serious. The bus stops and the students get off thinking that they're just having a break, they're just having a rest. And Aizawa explains that there's no pointless stops. And then like a black car, like a limousine type car pulls up and you get to meet a half of the hero group called the Wild Wild Pussycats. Crazy name, two crazy heroes, obviously themed around cats themselves. They explain that the stretch of land that all the students can see from here is owned by them, and that they're going to be staying at a chalet, like a shack. The base camp is going to be at the base of a mountain that they can see really far off in the distance. The students are a bit perplexed at this, and they say, "Oh, why's the coach stopped here?" They try to run back on the coach, get blocked by Pixie Bob, who's one of the Pussycats, and she uses her quirk to sort of cause a mudslide like an avalanche and throw them off the edge of the cliff down into the woods below. It's not a huge drop, but it's enough. They can't get back up easily. Aizawa tells them that the training camp's already started. They get told they've got to get to base camp before noon, otherwise they're not going to be eating today. That's the challenge that they get set. Now, Minetta's really needed a pee since he got off the coach, so he runs into the forest looking for a place to pee, and he gets attacked by this huge beast thing. Koda immediately runs at the beast, shouting, please don't attack us, we're friends of the forest, because Koda, obviously, he can speak to animals. Now, the beast completely ignores Koda, goes to attack Minetta, and Midoriya saves Minetta just in time. Between them, Midoriya, Bakugo, Todoroki and Ida manage to take down this beast, and the rest of the students are like, yeah, go on, go. And Bakugo's like, no, not yet, and they realise that there's dozens more of these beasts just waiting to attack them. So together the students fight through the forest towards base camp, forming some really unusual partnerships and group combos, like Tokoyami. He teams up with Ojiro and Aoyama, who they group up in teams that restrict the beasts and then they manage to destroy them. So they get to base camp and basically Pixie Bob and the other Pussycats say, it's sundown. I said you had till noon, so they have to go without food. Now Pixie Bob explains that midday is the time that they expected they would get there if they were doing this task. So they're just showing off a little bit. At this point, there's a bit of an exchange between Pixie Bob and Midoriya about age, and there's a bit of a running joke there, how she's getting older, but she's 18 at heart. And Midoriya asks about Kota, like, whose child is this? Kota basically hits Midoriya in the privates, in the male parts, and Midoriya falls to the floor. Everyone's outraged at this. It was a really funny moment. Ida charges and catches Midori before he hits the floor and calls Kota a brute of a nephew. He says, you know, how dare you do this to Midori, you scrotum. It's a really funny moment. You see Bakugo smiling because he's like basically like, what a precious brat, and it's almost as if he's happy that Kota's this way. Kirishima's like, well, aren't you like that? Then the students, I think the night progresses a bit. We get a bit of a cut. It's just before bed. They're eating in a mess hall. They're all eating together. They're having a good time. They finally got food. They've had to go all day without food. Kirishima and Kaminari are absolutely shoveling rice down their throats. Pixie Bob, and you know, she basically says that they did remarkable to get where they are, but Todoroki, Ida, Bakugo and Midoriya, they're especially strong. Them four are especially strong within the group, and they thought it would actually take them longer to get where they are. So that was really good from the students. They did amazing. After the meal, they decide, well, they all go for a bath. Like, there must be some sort of hot spring at the camp, and it's segregated. Like, the males are in one half, the females are in the other. There's a giant wooden wall between them, and they sort of having an exchange, and then Mineta, being Mineta, says that having the males and the females bathing at the same time is an accident. And I think we all knew exactly what Mineta was going to try to do. So he tries scaling the wall using his quirk. Ida's chasing after him, saying, you know, this is demeaning to you and the girls. How dare you? What are you doing? He gets to the top and Kota was waiting. Kota slaps Mineta. Mineta falls down. Obviously, Ida was chasing him, so Mineta falls ass first into Ida's face. It had me roaring with laughter. It was brilliant. And the girls thank Kota. And as Kota turns around, because obviously they shouted his name, he sees the girls fully naked, faints, has a nosebleed, falls, and Midoriya catches him. Midoriya takes Kota to the Wild Wild Pussycats because he's fainted. You know, he lies him down to see if he needs any medical attention. And that's when he says to the Pussycats, you know, he has a really negative outlook on heroes. And that's when we get into the backstory of Kota a little bit, and we find out that both his parents were pro-heroes and they died in the line of duty. So Kota feels as if he was just abandoned by his parents almost. So he doesn't like anyone that aspires to be a hero. So then it cuts in. It's 5:30 a.m. in the morning. All the students are getting up. They're outside in the tracksuits, the UA tracksuits. Aizawa meets them and says, you know, we're gonna test your quirks again, see what you can do in them physical tests that they did right at the beginning of the year. And Bakugo throws his baseball. You know, he says something along the lines of die or something like that, like he always does. But he doesn't get much further than he got at the beginning of the school year, which really surprises him and surprises everybody else. But Aizawa basically says, you've improved vastly, but it's mainly on the technical side and the experience side. Your quirks themselves haven't got stronger. And he says, like, from now on, that's what we're going to be working on. It's going to be so hard that you're going to want to die, but try not to die in the meantime. And that completely wraps up the episode. It was an amazing episode. I really liked it. Personally, I'd probably give it a 3. Because the only reason I'd give it a 3 because my expectations with My Hero Academia are so high that, you know, this is the build-up. This is only the second episode. Well, really, it's the first episode. This is the build-up, but my God, was it good to have new My Hero Academia. I enjoyed it so much. It was brilliant, and I'm super excited for next week. So yeah, thank you for watching. That was my review and breakdown for episode 2, season 3 of My Hero Academia. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like it, subscribe to my channel, and I'll be coming out with loads more videos. I'm going to be doing a breakdown and review for every single episode that comes out. I'm going to be doing fact files. I'm going to be doing some stuff with other animes, and I'm also live on Twitch almost every day. So thank you very much, guys. I'm Exton. Thanks for tuning in.